Well, yeah, one might say it's an honor to wear the garland of Lord Krishna, and it is a very great privilege, I consider. And Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami, as far as it's his quotation that by wearing the garlands of Lord Krishna, then and then respecting them too, one can make nice spiritual progress. You know, it adds to our momentum to make towards the lotus feet of the Lord. So,
my husband didn't read 26, so there's no. Can you read also 26?
26 too. Yeah.
There's no purport there.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hope I don't disappoint you in one sense, because I thought that I would go back to the different verses just briefly. Well, it seemed like it's such a nice section for myself. At least I was thinking the transcendental information is so valuable that not that I wanted to step on the other Vaishnava. They gave great explanations of those verses for sure, and I think I got something out of that, hopefully. Anyway, we can read 26 now. And which one is this, 27 or 28?
I don't know which one she put.
Oh, okay. You had 27 and 28. Okay, so read through the Sanskrit and translation. Tatapi, I'll just read it if you don't mind. Or should I go ahead in response? Should there be response? No, this is the different. This is 26. So I don't know if anybody has the verse up on their phone or something. Should I do response or just go through it? Go through it. Okay. Tatapi nathā-manasya nathā-nataya natitam parvare yathā rupe janiyam te tvarupinaha. Okay. So the translation is, in spite of that, my Lord, this is Lord Brahmā speaking, I believe. I am praying to you so to kindly fulfill my desire. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all. I just wanted to mention something. When I read this, I thought, since Lord Brahmā is saying to Lord Krishna, you assume the mundane form. Well, we know by what Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that he's never touched by the mundane energy. He is Maya Ishwar, or sometimes they call Mayeshwar, the Lord of Maya. So his form is never under Maya, so it would never be mundane. But and I hope to get some feedback from you later if this is wrong or whatever, if you want to comment, because it seems like Lord Brahmā here is saying, please let me know, inform me, in spite of your transcendental form, this, who he's aware of, he's saying you assume the mundane form, which because there's no purport, I can't say for sure, but it seems like the mundane form would be the mundane form of the material universes and the material energy. It's being one of the Lord's categorized in sometimes in three shaktis: his internal potency, marginal potency, who we are, the jivas, and his mundane prakriti. This is my understanding, and I may be wrong. So I'm just maybe put it up for thought. And I think that's an interesting verse. Okay, then number 27. Okay, so I guess we can go word for word with this, if you don't mind repeating. Yathātma-māyā-yogena. Yathātma-māyā-yogena. Second, nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read this. Upabṛṁhitam. nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam. Vilumpan. Visṛjan. gṛhṇan. Vilumpan visṛjan gṛhṇan. Bibhrad. I'm sorry, I said bibhrad. It's a bibhrad. ātmanam, ātmanā, bibhrad ātmana ātmanā, yathātma-māyā-yogena, nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam, vilumpan visṛjan gṛhṇan, bibhrad ātmānam ātmanā. Please chant. yathātma-māyā-yogena, nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam, vilumpan visṛjan gṛhṇan, bibhrad ātmānam ātmanā, yathā-tma-māyā-yogena, nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam, vilumpan visṛjan gṛhṇan, ātmanam. yathā-tma-māyā-yogena, nānā-śakty-upabṛṁhitam, vilumpan visṛjan gṛhṇan, bibhrad ātmānam ātmanam. Anybody else? Is that it? Anybody else like to chant? Okay, so the word for word, please repeat. Yathā, as much as. Ātma, own. Māyā, potency. Yogena, by combination. Nānā, various. Śakti, energy. Upabṛṁhitam, by combination and permutation. I just want to comment on the permutation. I didn't know what it meant. I heard of the word before, but I didn't really know. So I looked it up. Permutation. Many of you know. I didn't know that it means taking different elements and you can rearrange them in different ways. So this applies to the Lord's creation, doing that. Vilumpan, in the matter of annihilation. Visṛjan, in the matter of generation. gṛhṇan, in the matter of acceptance. Bibhrad, in the matter of maintenance. Ātmanam, own self. ātmanā, by the self. The translation is Divine Grace. And please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Please repeat, and please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Okay, the purport is Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. The whole manifestation is the Lord Himself by diffusion of His different energies only, namely the internal, external, and marginal, just as the sunlight is the manifestation of the energy of the sun planet. Such energy is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as the sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. The energies are acting by combination and permutation by the indication of the Lord, and the acting agents like Brahmā, Viṣṇu, and Śiva are all different incarnations of the Lord. In other words, there is nothing but the Lord, and still the Lord is different from all such manifestive activities. How it is so will be explained later on. So, in consultation with more advanced devotees than myself, I got the understanding that this verse is basically describing like Krishna as the what do you call it? Understanding of achinta, beta, and abeta tattva. That something is one, but it's simultaneously not the same. Lord Krishna is known in three different phases by transcendentalists. That includes yogis, jnanis, and bhaktas as Brahmeti, Paramapeti, Bhagavan iti shabdite. I hope I want to interject. I hope I'm not going to be too jumping around, but I tend to do that. So I hope you bear with me. And I just tend to go here and there in little corners that I didn't intend to. But in any case, well, I'll try to stay as I was wanting to speak it. But in any case, so this, I'm sure we've all heard these examples before of the sun and the sunshine. Sometimes it's called, some Srila Prabhupada would sometimes describe it as the sunshine. There's that, and then if you look to the source of that, you see the sun disk. And then if we had a body that was made of fire, we could actually enter into the sun planet, into that region, to see all the beautiful cities and the fire. Mostly the fire element is
just a little lower.
It's not.
Malati was saying that she cannot hear you.
Yeah, sorry. And then we would be privy to enter that heavenly realm, which actually the Shastras say that brave warriors who sacrifice their lives, Kshatriyas generally, people who do heroic deeds. There's some of the people, I'm not sure if that's all that goes there, but those are the kinds of jivas that get to go, they get awarded the sun planet. And therefore their bodies would become fiery in their next life. And they would see this sun for its real essence of the amazing, the Lord Viṣṛjan would be there, the president of the sun planet. And so from our perspective, we really don't see a lot of what it is actually, but it's manifesting as in one way, but something simultaneously different. Of course, that example is perhaps not exactly in this example, so I just got into that sort. But the sun is given that example. Sunshine and the sun are different, but also non-different simultaneously. So the Lord is manifesting in different ways to different people. To the non-devotees, they see God in different ways. But we see in different scriptures of the world, there's not so much information about God. Not so much detailed information about God, although the awareness and some knowledge of God is there in the Christian scriptures, the Jewish scriptures, Muslim scriptures, the different main scriptures, and Hindu scriptures. God is mentioned. But one key point to remember is, as Lord Krishna says, Bhakti Mama Vijananti, Yavanyas Tasme Tattvataha, that only one can only know me in truth in my personal form by devotional works. So to the extent that our religion, like Srila Prabhupada would say, when the reporters would ask him, why do you come, Swamiji? We have our religions here in the West already. We have Judaism, we have Christianity, and we're fairly satisfied with that. making a general statement. And Srila Prabhupada said, I'm not here to give you another religion, to change your religion, just to actually see to allow you to see if that religion is invoking love of God and being the ultimate goal of all religion is to learn how to really love God. And so Srila Prabhupada would say that's the test. If one's religion is invoking love of God, then that's good, and one doesn't need to become a Hindu or change religions or anything. But the Sankirtan movement, we understand, is so unusually valuable. So much mercy is coming. Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. This movement was brought from the spiritual world, from Goloka Vrindaban, the highest planet, where the highest understanding of God and the highest love of God is practiced there by the unalloyed devotees of the Lord. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya Balaram Hoile Nitai. Lord Balaram came as Nityananda. So, and Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna in the mood of Radha. So he's a combined form of Radha and Krishna. And only by his coming, he gave this greatest understanding of Radha Krishna Prema, which the world had not understood before that. So we're so fortunate actually to have come in contact with the devotees to get this opportunity, this rare opportunity in this rare form of life, actually, the human form of life, which is so rare. And then what to speak of in this system of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, which was started by Lord Chaitanya himself. Of course, one could say it was started by Srimad Vacharya and then Madhavendra Puri, who actually was understanding the relationship of Radha Krishna worship, and which before hadn't been understood, even in Vaishnavism of the other sampradayas. So we're so fortunate again that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come with his eternal associates and given us everything we need actually to develop Krishna Prema in this short life. Parama Karuna, Dvijana Nitai Gauda Chandra, Shavi Avatar Sharashinamoni, Keval Ananda Kanda, that Lord Chaitanya is the crest jewel of incarnations. Sharashinamoni, Bhaja Bhaja Bai, Tribhuvanenai, like that. They go and they chant Hare Krishna. They give this easy process in this Kali Yuga, which is otherwise almost impossible to practice spiritual life, really, and to be successful in spiritual life, because it's so contaminated, it's so distracting. Most Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Upadrutyaha. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. How unfortunate the souls are, especially in this Kali Yuga. So what chance do we have to make our life successful in any way, or make any progress? So Srila Prabhupada once stated, I've major good fortune to his disciples. And that's, we're reminded, and I certainly have to remember how when I came, what did I know about Krishna? I was completely blessed by the association of very advanced devotees, that I somehow deservedly came into their association and was able to hopefully, glean or imbibe that knowledge that they were very kindly wanting to give out to others, including myself. Prabhupada, I believe it's coming from Srila Prabhupada. Yes, he says we should always remember the state we were in before we met the devotees and not become falsely proud. as they say, pride precedes the fall. You know, we may feel that we're fallen ourselves, that we've had difficulty in spiritual life, and so we need to be careful. Srila Prabhupada has stated that Bhakti Yoga is a very delicate process, so we need to be very careful. It's like the razor's edge. You give that example when we're shaving. He said the razor is very valuable. It's a wonderful instrument. It can give such a nice effect on our skin. But if we're inattentive, then it will cut us, and then blood is the result. So I just wanted to say a couple of things, just very briefly about that. There's different reasons that one may experience difficulty in their spiritual life, and one is inattentiveness to the process, and then we will fall, and then we make an offense to the holy name. It's called Guru Avagya. Means if we disobey the orders of the spiritual master, Guru Avagya. So we must be careful about that. And Vaishnava-upabṛṁhitam, of course, is a very dangerous offense. We shouldn't also think that, well, I don't want to offend the spiritual master, and if I just avoid that, I don't have to be so careful with others. But there's different offenses to the jiva soul. One is even to the devotees who are not, to the souls who are not devotees, jiva himsa. So one has to be careful about even offending non-devotees or anybody else. And then, of course, to the devotees, those who've taken up the process, even the Krishna adhikaris, who may not know how to relate nicely with the other devotees, but they respect the Lord in the temple. They're special, and so we may hold our hands from a distance, like say, and internally show respect to them. That's by the instructions of Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Instruction. And those, he states that who have taken spiritual initiation, diksha, and who are following doing seva to the bona fide spiritual, to the guru, they should be offered humble obeisances. Actually, that's the standard. We might think, I just offer obeisances to my spiritual master, and that's it. Well, Srila Rupa Goswami is giving this instruction that obeisance, we should learn this humility. Well, of course, by nature, the jiva is humble in the spiritual world, all full of humble souls. They're the most humble, unassuming, beautiful personalities. But when we come into this material world, it's like raindrops falling from the sky. We hit the mud, the water hits the mud, becomes dirty. So our souls hit the mud of this material world and becomes dirty. And what is that dirty? Dirtiness, why is that there? Krishna Buliya Bhogavan Chapare. We fell because we forgot Krishna. Buliya, we forgot. And what do we want to do? Bhogavan, we want to enjoy. We want to imitate Krishna. So that's why the material world is so miserable, because you have all the souls are trying to become the center, which is Krishna's position. And what the result is, suffering. Of course, in the mode of passion, it's described in the Bhagavad Gita, it may seem like enjoyment in the beginning. What seems like nectar in the beginning, but is nectar, it's poison in the end. So this material world is being run, especially in the Kali Yuga, by more basically Rajas and Tamas. And so by cultivating spiritual knowledge, which are in these books that we've been given so kindly by Srila Prabhupada, who works so tirelessly to translate these books in the way that the Western mind, and every Kali Yuga mind, you might say, also could understand, that we need to cultivate the sattva gun by the instructions of the spiritual master, and then we can understand this knowledge gradually, because it's gradual. It takes time. Like George Harrison said that, right? It takes so long, my Lord. Well, maybe not so long, but it takes a while. It's usually not overnight that we'll achieve the perfection state, depending on how we came in this material world in this lifetime. So, does anybody have any reflections? I'll stop there. I was talking on about that. So, does anybody have anything to say, any comments or anything there about that? We talked about Chinta Beta Beta Tattva, and do a little bit about devotional service and about being careful how to stay situated properly, so we can actually take advantage of our human form. Anyway, that's...
You still want to say the 28, you will do...
Pardon me?
You will do the 28.
Yeah. We can read it now. We can read it now.
I want to appreciate the inattentiveness, how you... Because usually we hear that inattentiveness in relation to the chanting, to our japa, but I appreciate how you expanded it, that it's inattention in our spiritual life, period. It's not just in relation to our japa. And I remember once hearing Sachinanda Maharaj was saying that love starts with attention.
What was that again?
Love starts with attention.
Love starts with attention.
So, most of us, we do not really love Krishna, but we try to practice, so we develop that love, and it starts with attention.
Yes.
Attention to the details of the process.
I was thinking today, I was preparing this morning, what hope do I have to get released from this miserable condition I'm in?
Lower the mic.
Like here?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. What hope is there for me to get freed from the conditioning I have, from whatever I did in this life earlier, before I came, what I may have done even in devotional service that was not proper, that left some hurdles maybe for me, and what speak of last lives, where I really don't understand what I could have been doing. So, and then I was thinking, it really is so important to hear from advanced devotees, and I'm sure a lot of us do. I'm assuming we do. Hearing, of course, from Srila Prabhupada, that's hearing from advanced devotee in his Vani, which is so powerful. And Prabhupada did say, read my books every day or you will fall down. But then we have YouTube now. We can get that association also with very advanced devotees. And it's a wonderful facility. And I'm feeling benefit from that, great benefit. And what I've been hearing from some of these advanced devotees is, and we hear it all the time, but I may not take it, I may not just sink in, but this connecting with Krishna and His holy name is so important to me because it is a cleansing potency, because it's not different from Krishna. So if I can connect nicely with Krishna in the morning generally, then the benefit is so great that you feel the chaita, the heart, it's actually cleansed. We can feel it. I'm sure a lot of us have that experience after the morning program, right? We go to prasadam and sometimes we just walk in feeling so blissful. We've been through the program since maybe whenever we got up, of course, to start chanting and whatever. And because it's a very cleansing process. But without this hearing nicely, which is one of the 9 angas of how to succeed, given by Srila Maharaj, that without that, what hope is there? Because I don't think there is any hope. Well, unless this one is already liberated, which could be there, and like that. But yeah, that was one thing I was thinking of. It's so important to but then how do I chant purely? I mean, not pure. Well, I mean, how do I increase my better chanting to connect with the Lord each morning? It has to start the day before. And in what way? Well, one may think that, again, following the instructions of the spiritual master. We're all, isn't it, especially in the sadhana phase, we're following the orders of the spiritual master. So when I contact the Vani of Guru and my own spiritual master, who's following Srila Prabhupada, and therefore bona fide spiritual master, can read him and get that inspiration from his and then that hearing. It all starts from hearing. It's that sound vibration. Then we can understand. I have to. My position is Jivara Krishna Das, eternal servant of Krishna. My position is be humble, wear the necklace of of that verse from Lord Chaitanya around my neck as much as possible, and then I hear about all these instructions are given there, and all these pastimes of different unholy devotees getting purified by their association. It's all just a real purifying process by contacting the transcendental sound properly, attentively, like you said, with attention. Means we're trying, we're giving our heart, because love is in the heart. That's where we are, and we're giving our love, our attention to these processes of how do we take prasad, how we deal with our devotees, with our friends, our devotee friends, and others, with everybody. And hopefully we're dealing attentively, thoughtfully. And then avoiding the instruction, avoiding the six things that will damper our ability to do this, which is what? Atyahara, paryasascha, prajalpo, niyamagraha, janasanga, chaloliam cha, sadbir bhakti pranashati. So Srila Rupa Goswami is giving this warning of please try to avoid. They have on YouTube now, eat this, don't eat this, kind of the yam and the niyam. And so it's the atyahara, just to briefly state, atyahara, over-collecting or overeating, and atyahara prayashas. What is prayashas? I'm forgetting. Prayashas cha. So, I'm forgetting. I have to go back to that. Prajalpo, because prajalpo means village talk or topics that won't help us progress to the verse. Pardon me? For more than. Pardon me? Prayas is over endeavoring? For mundane achievements? I thought that was partly atyahara, but I might be wrong. Okay, that's something we can maybe look up. I'll read it now, yeah, because it's getting late. So, get to that now. Yeah. Okay, is this the verse here? Sorry, 28, not on the board here. Yeah, read the Sanskrit. Okay, Kridasyamogha sankalpa arna hapir yathā-mute, yathā-mute, tatā tad visṛjan dehi manisam maya madhava. Translations. O Master of all energies, please tell me philosophically all about them. You play like a spider that covers itself by its own energy, and your determination is infallible. The Purport by Srila Prabhupada. By the inconceivable energy of the Lord, every creative element has its own potencies, known as the potency of the element, potency of knowledge, and potency of different actions and reactions. By a combination of such potential energies, there is the manifestation of creation, maintenance, and annihilation in due course of time. And by different agents like Brahmā, Viṣṇu, and Maheshwara, Brahmā creates, Viṣṇu maintains, and Lord Śiva destroys. But all such agents and creative energies are emanations from the Lord, and as such there is nothing except the Lord, or the one supreme source of different diversities. The exact example is the spider and the spider's web. The web is created by the spider, and it is maintained by the spider, and as soon as the spider likes, the whole thing is wound up within the spider. The spider is covered within the web. It is if an insignificant spider is so powerful as to act according to its will, why can't the Supreme Being act by his supreme will in the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the cosmic manifestations? By the grace of the Lord, a devotee like Brahmā, or one in his chain of succession, can understand the almighty personality of Godhead and Godhead eternally engaged in his transcendental pastimes in the region of different energies. So I was thinking, Yeah, I like that. I like when Śrīla Prabhupada said, if an insignificant spider is so powerful as to act according to its will, why can't the Supreme Being act by His supreme will in the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the cosmic manifestations? And I was thinking, sometimes, we heard by science, whatever they know. I mean, I'm assuming that they know that the planets are moving, but they're saying that they're moving at such a high rate of speed. So we're on a little speck that's moving thousands of miles an hour. Right now, we're moving 1,000 miles an hour. You think about it, I mean, it makes me laugh. It's amazing. We're moving actually, what is it? Does anybody know the rate? What's the rate that the scientists say we're moving right now on this planet?
I know.
How long?
We're spinning at 1,200. The galaxy's moving at around 200,000.
12,000?
1,200 the Earth, 200,000 the galaxy, and we're going across space at over 2 million.
What?
The galaxy itself is going across space at
Oh.
over like 1 million, almost 2 million miles an hour.
Oh.
The galaxy within it is going around 200,000, and then Earth is going 1,200. So
And the Earth-
all combined.
Everything's spinning. And we stand here under amazing potency, feeling everything's settled. Nothing's moving. Nothing's like, nothing has to fly out of your hands like, whoa, there it goes, it's amazing potency of Krishna. So, yeah, it's, the atheists they're just so self-deluding because of a desire. What is that desire? Again, Krishna Bhuliya, to forget Krishna, and Bhogavan Chapri, I want to enjoy to the max. And those who have the most toys drop. Who have the most toys win. And that's the philosophy. And we'll ignore all the miseries coming, and we'll just say, oh, let's get over it. Don't worry about that, just a bump in the road. Let's go on with our enjoyment. So that's the madness. It's a madness philosophy, actually, atheism. So we're so fortunate to, again, have come in contact with this knowledge and to try to hear this knowledge regularly. It's very important, especially myself, I'm in the shower, still dirty, still having those tendencies for arrogance, pride, to make offenses, to do this. It's a very delicate situation. But if I place myself under the lotus feet of the bona fide guru and submissively follow his instructions, then I'm protected. Because isn't it, the jiva by nature is we're small, we need protection. So we either protected, so protection means we're under an energy. So by a desire, we place ourselves under Maya or Krishna. And Maya is not a good master. But Krishna is an amazing master, even beyond my understanding. But by hearing from those who understand Krishna, who are seeing Krishna, they'll explain to me. And gradually, the heart will be able to understand it, receive that amazing, sublime information about this wonderful personality called Krishna. And it takes time, and we shouldn't give up. Keep going, and whatever time we have been allotted, use it properly, not try to waste time. One last thing, I was going to end there, and I will end there, but one thing about the Achinta Beta Beta Tattva. So one time Achyutananda Maharaj asked Śrīla Prabhupada, if Krishna is everything, all the energies are Krishna, then we're sitting on this floor and we're pounding on the floor when we dance. Isn't that considered offensive? Because it's Krishna. So Prabhupada would say, no, it's actually not. I forget the whole story about that, but I thought that, but he did bring that point up, that it's Krishna, but not Krishna. So, and that's why they call it Achinta Beta Abeta. It's inconceivably one and different, because we know Lord Krishna's always, he's enjoying. Krishna's enjoying his, what is that? What's that called? That Ashtalila? What's that called? His Goloka Lila, Ashta something. Anyway, he's enjoying all the time with Radha and her consorts, her companions and the cowherd boys and Nanda, Yashoda. He's completely absorbed by the potency of Yoga Maya, and they're absorbed by not getting that Krishna's God, and they're absorbed in this love, the highest prema of service. But simultaneously, it's said that he's aware of the lost souls here, and he's concerned about them. So he comes, yada yada parichanaya sadhanam. He comes to reclaim his fallen sons and daughters, like that, to bring them back to home, back to Godhead, and sends his divine representatives as His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, and the predecessor acharyas and all Vaishnava acharyas who have appeared on this by their mercy to give their whole life. So anyway, I'll open it up. Anybody like to discuss anything, bring up any points, anything about what they heard and all that? About the cosmos and
Okay, anyone wants to say something? Something. Otherwise, what's the point of you getting here? One more. Whatever you decide.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I really people notice
I'll try to hear more, but it's through your mask. But
okay, can you hear me now? Haribol?
Maybe you could have a moratorium on them for a few seconds. Yeah, then I could. Thank you. As my ears are not.
I'll share some points here that I heard. I really appreciated how you were talking about Srila Prabhupada saying that he came here not to bring a new religion, but rather to remind everyone to actually develop love for God through whatever tradition they were already following or trying to pursue. Another note I wrote was pride precedes the fall.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
Pride precedes the fall.
Pride precedes the fall. Yeah.
So we should never forget our condition before we meet the devotees. I like that a lot. Yeah, and also just something that Audrey said was love starts with attention.
Oh, what? Oh, love means attention, yeah. Yeah, yes.
And I just like how you elaborated more on that. So.
Very nice. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, the attention, yeah. One might think, just I can close this probably, one might think that this process is very difficult. How can I go on? How can I get it all? There's so many instructions, and I'm sometimes failing. I'm falling short, of these, executing bhakti nicely. But with faith, we need the faith and association of those advanced devotees also to encourage us again. Jayananda Prabhu, I'll just say briefly that he mentioned in that lecture that the only one I ever heard of his talking that it's all about association. And when someone that advanced comes back to a thread like that 3 times in his lecture, then it's I say it's something to think about, that it's all about association. He said that it went back to it's all about association. So yeah. And it makes us or breaks us. Vaisheshika Prabhu will say that a lot. It can make us or break us. And so yeah, attentiveness, yeah, it's very important. Any other comments? Anybody want to say anything? Anything else? Oh, you asked. Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna. Sure.
Thank you so much for this class.
Hare Krishna.
But I wanted to mention this thing that you said that really resonated with me. It's like,
could you speak a little louder?
Oh, louder?
Yeah, a little louder.
Okay.
Just for me, because I.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what you said that I resonated with was the point to you shouldn't be wasting time.
Wasting time.
Because it's so easy to fall down this world, and everything we do that's not, devotional service or associating with devotees, ways to remember Krishna properly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so easy to fall, and And it's just like being exposed to this knowledge is such a privilege, like you said, and it's like the only thing that really makes sense. Like all these things are so disturbing in this world. Like over endeavoring, you're always overeating, you're sleeping, maybe you shouldn't. All this stuff that is just so like sinful. Like we just need to try and like focus on what we're like our actual position, which is like service to Krishna. And acting on it to please him. Like it's so easy to forget that. So I wanted to just mention that. I really appreciate that reminder. To like not waste time and kind of just like waste time while you're here. So, that's it. We're gonna try with the next
Or maybe you have a question, of course.
Yes, sir.
In verse 28 in the translation.
I'm sorry, could you speak?
In verse 28, translation. Prabhu, you play like a spider that covers itself by its own energy and with determinations to give fun. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Oh, about the spider covering itself?
Because you play like a spider.
Yeah, because see, what comes to my mind is that in this cosmos, when we see it, we try to understand it, we can't see the source. And so the atheists come up, they say it's Jagadadhur Anishwaram, that famous verse in the Gita. There's no cause, no God in control. Because without bhakti, without bhakti-mam, devotion to me, one can't understand reality, really. So the spider is covered. Sometimes you see a spider, like a web, and the spider's in the corner. It's hard to see him. He's kind of generally, or camouflaged with his body or something, his colors. And Krishna hides. Krishna hides like that spider in the cosmos to the non-believers. He hides. Yeah, he's like in one sense the spider. He manifests it out of his own body, but it isn't him. It's his web, like spider. It's his web. It's not the spider. So the spider's separate from the web, but he weaves the web. Then he exists there, but he covers himself. He hides in that creation. And then at the end, like Krishna, in the form of Mahavishnu, in his expansions, he winds it all up. It's sort of like that, sucks all these universes back into his body, and it lies dormant. The potential lies dormant in the body of Mahavishnu. And I believe, from what I understand, he merges back into the Chaturvyuha when creation is ended. That Chaturvyuha, from what I understand, is only needed for creation. So it's a double expansion of Lord Krishna, then through Lord Balaram, then Lord Balaram expands into Shankarshan. It's a little bit technical, but then the other Aniruddha, Vasudeva, like that, and then another like that. But that winding up, it's just like the spider, isn't it? It's a great example of how Lord Krishna does it. But as we know, what does he say? I don't reveal myself to the non-devotees. And Prabhupada would often say when people come, maybe talk to devotees and say, can you show me God? And Prabhupada would say, why should God have to come before us and show himself? He said, the President of the United States won't do that. The mayor won't do that. These lesser entities, the CEO of Chrysler Manufacturing won't come before us if we call him on the phone, please come to my house today. But we think God should come in front of us, but he should come in front of us. No, because of that, of course, it's like the envy and misunderstanding our position. So the process is perfect. We've given everything how to reach that state. Harinam, eva kevalam kalo nastevan katiranyatava. Yes, Hare Krishna, yeah. So all glory is to the most merciful divine grace who gave us this process of how to become perfect lovers of the Lord someday. Hare Krishna. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai Govinda ki.